He's gone. I just hit the button and Darge has escaped. What's happening? Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Arcadia Roundtable podcast, where I am present and correct and know what's going on with everything and everyone. This week, we are primarily going to be talking about the little Xbox showcase that happened last weekend, but there's some other bits and pieces going on as well. You'll know, if you are watching, that I've been joined by the legendary, very familiar Darge Knight. Darge, how you doing?
Legendary, yeah. Don't know about that.
Around these places.
Well, all right, I'll give you that. Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Another busy week in the bag. It's been all right though. It's been a busy week, like on the gaming front. Just been playing plenty of Astrobot, but I'm sure we'll talk about that in a little while. But yeah, happy to be here with Demon as well and your fine selves to talk about that showcase.
Absolutely, yeah. And as he said, we've got Demon Hunter with us, gaming with passion, many names, real name Amin. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Been like not working this week, so I took a week
prick.
off. Been only playing games.
You're not a prick. I'm happy for you. Really happy for you.
Okay, thank you. I believe you. Yeah, I'm glad to be here. It's like a pleasure for me to be with Darge and you guys. I've been listening to you guys, but I started joining the Discord and all of that. So
very nice, very nice. You'll also know Luke is not here today. Luke's off at a wedding, which he told me about 20 minutes ago. Thank you, Luke. And Gamzly is not here. Him and Cleo are going through a more difficult moment with their family at the moment. So much love to them during that. But we go on and we talk games for a bit. So, Darge, you mentioned you've been playing Astrobot.
Yeah.
Astrobot.
Yeah, what game? Yeah, it's obviously I got a PS5 Pro last week. Done a bit of Demon's Souls, and then Luke said, "Oh yeah, nah. You should give Astro a go, like with your TV and all that." And obviously the little fella, my boy, he could get involved in it. And to be fair, I've been taking photos of him all week. Like when I come home from work, he's already on it, and I have to fight him to get a go at it. But yeah, really great going. I was talking to Demon before we went live, and for me, like. That's just peak video gaming. Like that's like just 3D platformer, you know, with a little bit of puzzle, a little bit of you know, like finding the bots, finding the puzzle pieces, little hidden things, and just the variety in that game. You know, the little lost galaxies, and then obviously you got the nostalgia, you know, with a PlayStation IP and others. Bot types, yeah. It's just so like I said to Demon, you know. It winning great game of the year is just no surprise. Like when you play it, I think they announced at the state of play that they've added more stuff to it as well, like another handful of levels. So it's good as well that they keep doing that as well. So yeah, just biding my time. 2 more weeks until Kojima lets me marinate in greatness. But yeah, so Astrobot and Luke gave me a load of games to try on Steam Next Fest for the Steam Deck, and I haven't. It's just been Astrobot for me, but yeah, absolutely loving it.
I need you to tell me so that I understand, because obviously Astrobot, like, people rant and rave about it, love it, say it's this brilliant game and all the rest of it. What the fuck is this trailer? That's not right. Do you typically play other 3D platformers?
So, like, you know, back in the day, like one of the main ones was like Crash Bandicoot or something like that, and you know, like you remember like Crash Bandicoot, try and get all the apples, you know what I mean, and then you'd get a little extra reward, a little bonus, you know, and it's like there's a challenge in it as well, like, do you know what I mean, like a certain thing, like there's certain bosses where you have to sort of, like I was saying, the demon, like they've got this thing with a DualSense controller, so it's like you've got to climb. One of the abilities is climbing, and you have to sort of tilt the controller as you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was struggling badly with that, and then my little boy is like giving it, bosh, 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 bosh. He's like proper climbing up it, and I was getting like old man syndrome around it. But yeah, those types of games, I find I can just switch off, you know, and you know. It's not the most challenging thing in the world. It's not fucking From Software, you know. But yeah, I just love stuff like that. You know, like I say, you can with Astrobot, you can go through the level, and then if you've missed any stuff, when you rerun the level, there's like a little bird companion or something that you can pay for, and then it will start bleeping off, hinting where things are and stuff like that. So you can go and mop up pretty easily. Yeah, but to be honest with you, yeah, a good 3D platform. Like I say, you know, on an Xbox part, I said that Xbox had needed one of those, and then obviously they had Psychonauts 2 through Double Fine, which was fucking brilliant. And I mean, even South of Midnight, you know, like some people say about its sameness and this, that, and the other. But just that type of game, I just, you know, I can really get on with them. So yeah, Astrobot's it's a good time, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm glad I asked, because I was thinking, like, hang about, if Darge loves this, then it's probably a brilliant game. But then you said you like Crash Bandicoot, and now I just think, well, it's become meaningless. It's become meaningless.
OG Crash back in the day, the first three, I was like a fiend on them. I just enjoyed them, you know. There's a lot of rage, but gaming's come a long way since then, you know. But yeah, good 3D platformer keeps me happy as long as it's done well, you know. I mean, like Super Lucky's Tale, for example, where I played a brief bit about. Well, Crash is all right, like, do you know what I mean? But Super Lucky's Tale was okay, but it was a very poor attempt when you get these levels, like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I am a fan of a 3D platformer when done right.
I mean, do you like the 3D platformers?
I would say yes and no. I have not played the 3D platformer. So I did play Astrobot, and I did play Psychonauts, but those are the ones that I played in the last, like, 10 years or so.
Is Astrobot as good as Darge says?
Yeah, it is really good. I like how they change the mechanics every level, and the levels are short. There are some levels that are really challenging, like they are the secrets ones. I also love the Easter eggs. I love Easter eggs in all games, so I see that's a special guest, and I will be like, oh, that's Dante, or that's, I don't know, the guy from Ghost and Goblin or something like that. So I feel good about it. Yeah, I did really enjoy Astrobots.
It's like with the 3D platformers as well. It was kind of like a genre that weren't touched for a little while. Do you know what I mean? Like Ratchet and Clank is another one that I played on the PC. It's another type, you know. And then obviously you got the Marios and this, that, and the other. But yeah, like 3D platformers, you know, in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was cutting my teeth on them. And then they sort of went away a little bit outside of Nintendo. But yeah, Ratchet and Clank and Astro particularly, and Psychonauts too. They do it really well, but I just like them, you know, and I'm not ashamed of it.
I'm not trying to shame you for it. You're welcome to like them. I'll shame you a little bit for liking Crash Bandicoot, but 3D platformers overall, nah, how about it? That's all good. I mean, what have you been playing this week?
I've been playing Mario Kart World, and I've done a lot of collecting with Mario Kart World, but find it a little bit empty. in the open world. It has like some collects and some challenges that are really quick and easy. I played a little bit of the multiplayer with random people because you don't have to talk with anyone. That's good. I also been playing Metroid Prime 4. Not
Yeah,
Prime
yeah,
4.
yeah, yeah. So let's do. So Mario Kart we spoke about a little bit last week because we'd all like cut our teeth on it the week that it came out. But you've been playing a bit more. Open world hasn't really sold it for you, but you're enjoying the multiplayer a bit, especially when we do it on community nights. But Metroid, this we haven't spoken about. This is your first embrace with the series, or are you already familiar with it? Like, how are you finding it?
So I did play the 2D ones, but I briefly played them long time ago. This is my first Metroid Prime, and I found it at the start a little bit boring, a little bit not challenging. Like it's not challenging for a long time until you reach near the end, because the AI in the game is similar to 2D games. Like they just go like forward, and then when they reach an edge, they go backward. It's like the AI of platformers, like Mario and all of that. And that's boring in like an FPS game. So it took a long time for it to be like good. There are some enemies that look like the enemies from Halo. I don't know what their name are. Like they move around, they jump, they fly, and all of that. So those are good enemies, but they show up way later in the game.
It's generally though, like, yeah. So is it making you love it as an IP though? Are you looking forward to Metroid Prime 4 as a result of this? Or?
I would say I will give Metroid Prime for like a try. I will buy
charitable.
I will test it.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's. I would not give it like a 10 or a 9. It's like 7.5, a good 7.5 game. That this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
how much did it
impressed
cost?
by the graphics. I don't remember, but it's not full price. It's the only IP from Nintendo that is not full price. I don't know what is the conversion in euros, or because we have
fair
our
enough.
own currency. Yeah.
Fair. What else have you played? Because that's not all you've played this week. I know you finished one game.
Yeah, Resident Evil 6. Oh god.
Oh my goodness! Why were you playing Resident Evil 6?
Evil. With you. we finally finished Resident Evil. It was the best Resident Evil game that I have played.
In Luke's absence.
No.
Yeah. That's what he said, Darge.
No joking.
Jesus.
Yeah,
have
we
you
did.
played
We did.
before, Darge?
No, I purposely avoided that because I was 5 was enough for me to be broken. And then I think I played the demo of 6. Did that come out on the Xbox One or was it 360? I can't remember. They released a demo and I see the QTE stuff and the action and I was like, don't know. And then I don't think once it came out, I don't think there was enough noise about it, you know. So I was like, no, you're all right. And then they went first person with 7 and then I was back in.
Oh, see, I enjoyed the first half of 6. Like I say, the first half, you can kind of choose. You can choose the order that you approach the campaigns on it, but there's a logical flow. The first half, it was Chris's campaign and Leon's campaign. I was having a great time, and then you go on to the other fella, Jake, whatever he's called, and it's got these stealth sections, and I'm having less of a good time. And then you finish it off with the clearly intended to be last, like concluding chapter, and it's bollocks. It's awful, the last chapter. So it left like a negative aftertaste after starting so well. I was enjoying the explosions and the silliness. It's definitely not a horror game, but it's having a nice time with it. Yeah, obviously it's got a terrible reputation despite selling well and all the rest of it. I think it was worth the play. I'm glad we did it despite those last chapters not being so hot. And I finished Elden Ring as well, which is on the same kind of level in the
For
gaming
me.
sphere. Is it? But you only got like one or two things left to do.
I'm literally at Radigan, and yeah, I've just got to go back to it. But well done, mate.
Yeah, I say I finished it, so I've done that, fella. I've done the end. I've got an ending. There's still plenty more to do, including all of the DLC if I want to go and play with it. But that's been on and off for the last 40 years, I think I've been playing that. It's been a long old playthrough.
Did you do Melania?
No, I haven't.
Okay, all right, okay.
I haven't, but I will at some point. I'm a little bit burnt on it though, so it might not be immediately. I might play some other things in the meantime. But yeah, finished Elden Ring. Did Resident Evil 6 finished, and that's it. That was my entire backlog knocked off. Now I can die.
Death Stranding, isn't it? Next.
I want to say
You
yes.
fucking you've well put your foot in it there, saying your backlog's done. You've got no excuse now, mate.
I do have many games.
2 years ago.
I want to promise you that I'm going to play it, and I will play it, but it's not likely next. But yes, Death Stranding is on the list. I have to do it, especially with the sequel coming out soon. Damn, it's so warm. So warm today. I'm not sweating because of the guilt of not playing Death Stranding, but maybe it is that a little bit. Yeah. Anything else that you've been playing, Amin, or shall we move on to the topics of the day?
I think that's it. I played some other games, but they are like just brief. So
I've been getting plenty of illegal practice on Smash Brothers as well, which I actually think is a really good game. I know Replicant with the super chat, Expedition 33, Radders is way in. I know there's a list of things that I want to play for myself and for the streaming and all the rest of it. My connection will be there one day. So then I'll get right on it and play everything all at once, including Death Stranding. It will happen, Darge, don't you worry. Right, topics. The main ones are going to be taken from the Xbox showcase that took place on Sunday. And I have seen this one, but I can't remember anything from it. So, Darge.
Yeah.
Give me something from the Xbox showcase and we'll talk about that first. You've forgotten it. You can't remember it. I mean, give me something from the Xbox showcase.
I would, you know.
Let's Darge pick. Go on. Or do you want me to pick Darge? Okay, I'll do it. Clockwork Revolution.
Yes, it.
Oh, getting straight in on a big one. Yeah, fair enough. So Clockwork Revolution was a lot of people's highlight of the show. Looks pretty damn exciting. It's from In Exile, makers of Wasteland 3, known for having quite a bit of depth and creativity in their RPG systems, choice and consequence and all the rest of it. Taking it up to a higher funded new level. And it was looking good. So, I mean, what do you have to say on Clockwork Revolution?
So, I did not have high expectation for this game. I never played an In Exile game. Fair. So, I don't know. It looked good. It had like the first time they showed it. It's an FPS game. They did not show much. They just said, "Oh, there is some time travel mechanics and your decisions like affect the world around you and all of that." I was like, fine, okay, it's good, good enough. And then they showed this, and they had good humor. Like the dialogue they showed is better than 90% of the games that are coming out these days. The how they had that puppet, that just talks shits to you. And those snarky, like they have some snarky, I would say, rich people, and they control like the town and all of that, and like they have the policemen and all of that. They help them keep that control, and they push away I'm guessing the poor people and all of that, and they showed really good gameplay mechanics. That's why it was the game of the show. They showed a lot of gameplay. It was like 6 minutes or 7 minutes trailer. It was the longest one. It had a lot of meat on the bone. Like there was a lot to show.
Yeah,
that's why it's my game of the show.
Wasteland 3 was quite an interesting game. It's from an Exile as well, is why I'm picking on this one as something to talk about. It launched pretty much when the studio was acquired from Microsoft, so it came to Game Pass, but it didn't necessarily have that kind of big budget backing behind it, and it was a little rough around the edges. It was quite easy to find like game-breaking bugs and things like that as you went, but it had like quite intricate systems and quite a lot of choice in how you developed your character and what direction you took the story, how you interacted with the various factions and people that were around. So to see like the concepts that they deliver in their previous games blown up to a new level it gives me a lot of optimism that this one will turn out really damn well. And they showed, one of the things in the trailer they showed was a cutscene handled really badly that ends up with the murder of a bald guy, which was funny. He looks a little like, no, it doesn't, Darge, that's mean. I didn't mean it. Darge, what are you thinking of it next time? He doesn't look like
I think when you were saying about Wasteland 3, I can't remember if I remember rightly or not, but when they got acquired by Microsoft, I think wasn't it the same as Double Fine? Like, where I think, did they not come out and say Wasteland 3, like, Microsoft sort of helped them with the money a little bit in the end to add some more stuff? Yeah. So, yeah, this was a good show in this game. Obviously, I like the humour. Very like Britishy, type accents and bits and pieces like that. I like, like it gets compared with like BioShock and this, that, and the other. They were saying like the higher ups have got the power of time, but the guy that you play also has the ability to use time and stuff like that. And then, like from what I've never played an In Exile game personally, but I know they're well renowned to be like one of the best RPG makers. So a lot of people are really excited around the whole role playing aspect of this game in this world. It was a good showing. It was long, like, don't get me wrong, like, and to end it, to have such a long trailer. Because so as far as the Xbox showcase goes, the games that were shown weren't what I expected or I had hoped for. So I was a little bit disappointed in that regard. So the fact that we got so much of this trailer, I thought, okay, this one's ready then. And then when the trailer at the end come up in due time, it was like, what? Like, for such a long showcase, like of the characters and the abilities and the premise of the story, and you thought, oh, okay, this one ain't far out. And then it was like, in due time, he was like, fucking, you winding me up. But yeah, it looked great. The whole steampunk aesthetic. It reminds me a little bit of BioShock Infinite setting-wise, like, with those old-timey dress-ups and this, that, and the other. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be a great game when it launches. Yeah, that's all I've really got on that.
You got Pete there as well as Super Chat to say that this one looked really good and he's going to give it a go. And Pete is a man of discerning taste. He's worked in the industry. Oh, you can't hear me. You're missing out. I'm not saying anything much. But Pete, on the other hand, he's looking forward to this. And Pete has gone off of modern kind of AAA commercial games in general. So it's good to hear that he's seen one that piques his interest because it's doing a lot of things that are quite different. So, can you hear again, Darge? Just in time, because I need you to pick our next thing that we're going to talk about from the Xbox Showcase.
All right. So the next one for me that I'd like to talk about, just because it looked really, I don't know, like weird. But that Keeper game from Double Fine, sort of like Tim Burton-esque, aesthetic. Stuff like that. Don't really know, like, it was more of a reveal trailer, wasn't it? You know what I mean? But obviously with Double Fine, and we was talking earlier about Psychonauts and stuff like that. Just wanted to bring this one out. This was something that actually stood out from the showcase. I can't remember, I think, did they talk about this anymore? Or was it just sort of
I
like
haven't seen
just a
them
brief...
talk about this anymore. I've never come across a game where you play as a lighthouse in this way.
With a heron, is it, on top of it or something? Some sort of bird on top of it, isn't it?
To me, I'll be honest.
There must be on some drugs.
This looks kind of bad to me, but I'm glad it exists. right? Because there's no way that you go into like an EA or a Sony or any other publisher and say, I want to make this game where you're a lighthouse and it gets like greenlit.
Yeah.
Because this looks complete nonsense. And I'm glad that people that are creative, more creative than me and more talented than me can be allowed to make something fucking odd. But nothing about it. I can't see myself enjoying the gameplay. I guess it's like Little Nightmares-esque slow plod puzzle gameplay. So some people go for that, but yeah. I mean, what did you think of Keeper?
I agree that it looks weird. It doesn't look appealing, but Double Fine, like they have they make games that are really good. They must have like a secret sauce in this game. They must have something that makes it a good game. So I will try it. I'll play it. It looks weird. I like trying different games. So
I like it because there were always these rumors and kind of like requests of them, like, please make Banjo-Kazooie. You're the perfect studio for it because Psychonauts 2 was so good. And they said, no, we don't want to work on Banjo-Kazooie because we've got an idea around this lighthouse thing and I don't know what it is. And I'm glad. Like, it's what you want because you look at generally what Microsoft are doing with their studios and they're a big bad corporation. So you got to think somewhere along the line it'll all turn sinister. But at the moment, what they're doing is they are funding creatives to be creative. So I'm very glad that
and Double Fine. Yeah, and Double Fine in the studio that if there's anyone going to do some wild fucking lighthouse on legs thing, it's them that you want doing it, right? So, you know, it's just something that stood out artistically, like, you know, I was like, sort of see it happening and thought, this looks fucking weird, but it's Double Fine and Psychonauts was so good. I'm down, you know? So that's one that stood out to me.
Yeah, and you know what? I've always dreamed of playing a game as a lighthouse. It's been my number one most demanded.
Who hasn't?
But not with stealth, and that game's going to have stealth in it. I can tell. I can sense it a mile away. There's going to be stealth sections.
And microtransactions as well.
No, none of that. It's not a microtransactions game. I don't smell that. I mean, your turn. Pick something. From the showcase.
Hey, you're cheating. Why don't you pick something?
Well, in that case, let's have a little gaming break and we'll talk about this handheld. So, quite early on in the showcase, they revealed the Asus Ally. They're calling it an Xbox console. They're calling it an Xbox Ally. They call it specifically, don't they? It is essentially the Asus ROG Ally handheld Mark II upgraded internal hardware, but with an Xbox branding and an Xbox software layer, and something of an insight into Xbox's plans with hardware going forwards. The first of a kind of new wave of PC-centric Xbox hardware from the looks of things. Darge, you have thoughts on this. I know you do. What do you think of this new direction for Xbox and this handheld in particular?
I mean, the fact that we heard before the showcase that the Xbox handheld themselves, the one that they were making, had been shelved, but not actually cancelled. It had just been shelved, and then this showed up, which is fine. Like, do you know what I mean? And the whole like Sarah Bond, like play anywhere, play anywhere, play anywhere. It's like, all right, brilliant. And then you go and look at play anywhere titles supported, owned. There's about 5, and the real play anywhere, if you actually look for it, it's like, oh, we've got 600 play anywhere games. It's basically Game Pass. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and so I was like, that's all right. Like, I'd still hope that an actual native piece of hardware from Microsoft, they'd be able to do more than just ROG putting a skin on it. You know, more of a Game Pass machine, so to speak. And obviously you can do, because it's Windows, you can have all those other launchers and whatever. But it looked good. It looked like a good bit of kit. But like I say, you know, for me, obviously I was sort of going into one about it because the precedent, you know, it got, so their own handheld allegedly has been cancelled now internally. They're not going to bother because I guess the fanfare of the ROG Ally has been so great, and obviously Microsoft is a software company, right? Do you know what I mean? So why bother making one if we can just outsource it, and this, that, and the other? So it was a bit of a dampener for me, and there's rumours in the next gen hardware, the next generation, that we're going to start getting these PC devices with Xbox stickers on them, essentially. Xbox being a name as opposed to a piece of kit, or a UI. You know what I mean? So yeah, look, the ROG. If you're a Game Pass subscriber and you loan your games and you don't actually really own anything, if you're going into this stuff from this generation, like the last 5 years or something, cool. Like, it looks really cool. But am I going to be able to access stuff that I bought? No. So all right, sweet. But yeah, it looks all right. It's going to be a good bit of kit, though. I think, was it 32 gig of RAM or 24 on the X1? It's a beastie, because I think I see the Asus guy. I was talking to Luke about it, and he said, like, we won't be putting an OLED on this because you won't pay for it, basically, because the amount of Z2 Extreme chip and the amount of RAM in it, it'll be a really good handheld,
It's 24 gigs.
24. So yeah, it'll be very able for current games and stuff like that, but it's not for me. No. What about yourselves?
I mean,
So the hardware is not for me, but I'm glad that they are doing it. Like, they are making this experience. They are improving, like, the handheld experience for other people. Trying to make it a console-like device. I would love an Xbox handheld, not a PC. Xbox branded handheld, because you will be able to play your previous games from previous consoles, for those who invested in consoles. So yeah, the hardware is not for me, because it I have my Steam Deck, and my Steam Deck does all I need right now. This is much better in terms of hardware. If I did not have a PC and they did not have, let's say, my Steam Deck, yes, I would buy this. But since I already have those, I will not buy it. So I'm more excited about the software side. They are going to try to make it easier for people to get into PC gaming, and that's a good thing. They will try to debloat Windows, as they did admit it. Like, they did remove already 2 gigs of RAM usage. I'm not sure about the CPU stuff. If they should have debloated some processes. Yeah, that's what I have to say about it.
so with this in mind,
Good for
though,
people to
like,
comment.
what do you think the next Xbox living room hardware looks like? Do you think it's a console that plays native Xbox games that are somehow distinct from Windows games, or do you think this is a sign of what's to come in the living room?
This is a sign of what's to come from Xbox. This is Xbox.
Yeah.
This is Xbox. This is Xbox 2.0. This is, Game Pass is clearly, listen, you don't invest $70 billion, yeah, just to fucking piss in the wind. Like, I know they've got money.
I've never invested that in anything, Darge, and I never will.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is they've in acquiring Activision, Blizzard King, and ZeniMax, then they're in a position of power, and they're going to Steam are sort of forcing them a little bit. Like, the handhelds have really taken off. Like, I remember when the Steam Deck was announced, and the only real handheld was a Switch, and this thing was powerful, and it was like, oh yeah, what's that? And then slowly, all the others jumped on board with it, and it's taking off now. It's a viable option, like, for gaming on the go. Seems to be a trendy thing, right? But like I say, this is like, it would not surprise me if Xbox could outsource all the hardware, concentrate on the software, And then just Game Pass. Like Game Pass, they got the games. The games are going to keep getting churned out. I know I was talking to someone with regards, like we're seeing now that the prices of these subscription service across the board, like it's not just Xbox, but they're going up. And then, you know, we're 5 years into a generation, and there's already another $10 or £10 price hike on a just a AAA game going up. Everything's going to go up and up and up. And like I said, you know, everyone better hope that fucking Rockstar don't actually launch GTA 6 at $100, because that will just set a mega precedent. And don't get me wrong, it's all in the benefit of Game Pass, you know, but if Game Pass keeps going up, it's just getting more expensive, right? Everything. Like how much this ROG LIX or whatever the fuck, even this, like, you know, Xbox cannot name anything. Like they may have had something to do with ROG with it, but it's like the Xbox ROG LIX, the Xbox, there's some other version. It's just like fucking hell, like mouthful. But how much, what do you reckon price wise on this? I'm sort of sitting about 800 quid, something like that. And the reason I say that is because this is outsourced again. You know, like when people go, yeah, no, it'd be like sort of 650. Yeah, it probably would be if ASUS were doing this themselves, but they're being fucking, you know, contracted to do it, so to speak. So everyone's got to get money.
As far as I know, I think the higher end PC handhelds at the moment are around 800 quid, aren't they? So I'd expect it to come in about that. And like, I don't think Xbox are particularly going to subsidize anything about it. So
no.
Yeah, expect
they might give you a month for Game Pass. They might give you a month of Game Pass just to as a goodwill gesture.
Yeah.
The ROG Ally X, the most powerful one right now, costs $800.
What, have they given a price on it?
No, that's the current gen.
This is the
just
Ally
the ROG
X.
without the Xbox.
Without the Xbox stuff on it.
Without the Xbox flavouring. Oh well.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. It'd be really interesting.
Question for you, Amin, because the thing that they're doing with this, obviously, it's a bit of hardware. It's the new generation of PC handhelds, and there's going to be other PC handhelds that come out on pretty much the same chipsets you'd expect, but it's going to be perhaps the first of that kind of generation of them. But you quoted there that Microsoft are like dropping 2 gig of bloat from Windows or something like that, and they're freeing up all of these resources and all the rest of it. But right now, today on Windows, you can do most of the things that this handheld does, right? You've got like a gaming mode on Windows that's supposed to do exactly that. It's supposed to kill background services, free up resources, and make your PC better for playing games. It's supposed to focus it in that way. You can launch the Xbox app, and it's got extensions for Battle.net and EA's launcher and Ubisoft's launcher. So it hasn't got Steam, but it's got a lot of these features already in play. Do you think they've actually made meaningful progress here, or is it just repackaging what they've been working on for the last couple of years and trying to convince people that it's good now?
Yeah,
I like to believe that they made meaningful progress. So nobody have tested this. What they said, like nobody has put it to a benchmark or something like that. So it's hard. I would like to believe that they are improving and they are doing what they are saying, not just what already exists. So
do you know why I have my doubts? I have my doubts because they are also saying that this is a full Windows device. So if you want, you can get all that other stuff back, which means it's going to be what we've got at the moment. Surely, like, they can't change that much. At the moment, when I launch my Xbox app, it's got a load of extensions that I've disabled because I don't want the Xbox app to launch a service for EA and Ubisoft and Battle.net just because it's running. Like, stop running this shit. So I've disabled all of that. And this new device, and I should say up front, it's not a device for me anyway because I'm not a handheld kind of gamer, but just looking at the forward trajectory of Xbox in general, I'm not convinced that this is much different to what Microsoft do today. But, you know, a shiny coat of paint might do the trick for some people.
It will. Listen, this thing, since it's been revealed, you know, there's a lot of... listen, you know, like, if you want this, if this is for you, brilliant. Like, it's not me. I'm not going to fucking sit there on social media and go, oh, you're a fucking moron. Like, you know, it's just subjective, right? You know, you have what you want. But I think all that you know, we're gonna like you said, debloat Windows and this, that, and the other. But then they're saying, yeah, you can have the Steam launcher, you can have all these other launchers, and it's like, okay. So I think a few of the guys who went hands on with this thing in LA, like over the weekend, they said when you turn this on, it boots straight into that, i.e., like Windows PC gaming experience, like you know, like Xbox, that skin. But then what happens if you go into Windows mode and you start trying to go to those other launchers? You know, like it's yeah, I'm not fully having the, like, you know, like Damon said there, like, you know, he hopes that they've made massive inroads on that scale, but this thing's coming out at the end of the year, isn't it? So yeah, you know, we'll wait and see. Like I say, it's not for me right now on reveal and the things that are like based on my library. Like Demon said there, if this was a native Xbox device and they said your library comes with your, you know, the Xbox One gen, any of your purchases, this, that, and the other, brilliant. To a certain degree, because I know people bring up licensing and fucking this, that, and the other. But if that was the case, brilliant. Like, that's brilliant for me, you know, because the PC doesn't offer me that, you know. But the fact that they're basically, I've got a gaming PC here, and they're just going to give me a handheld version of that, is like, nah. So I'd stick with a Steam Deck personally.
Yeah. What about you? I mean,
yeah, I'm not gonna buy this one. Like I said, I already have my PC. I have my Steam Deck. If I want to play something on Game Pass or something more demanding, I can stream it from my PC to the Steam Deck. That's how I do
what
it.
about so when they just bring the software layer out, because we know that the software layer of it is going to be available for other devices, presumably it's also going to be available for your home PC in the same way. Going to give it a go on there?
You know, I don't use a controller a lot, so does it make sense? Maybe not too much. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm just
Thing is, like, how do you know, we talk about this handheld space and it taking off, right? And you know, I found out today, I asked how much the Switch 2 with Mario was. I think it's 400, sorry, and £20, and then you got your Steam Decks and your this, that, and the other. But if this thing comes in over 800 quid, you know, who,
it's a small
like, it turns
market, yeah.
It's super fucking niche, isn't it? You know, like, and as an entry point, this is why, again, I'm disheartened by the fact that Xbox have now cancelled their own, because they could have done their own, took a little slice on a hit on the price, so to speak, as an entry point to bring people in, not just to the handheld space, but into Xbox as well. And I just feel like this is setting a precedent where, you know, you can imagine the conversations at top level are, we concentrate on games and services, you know, as in regards to handheld hardware. Sorry, if we can ship that stuff out, you know, fucking happy days. It's one job less for us, and that might come at a cost. You know, like I say, it wouldn't surprise me if Xbox have drawn a line in the sand. You know, the I don't know all the gen numbers, but the PS4, Xbox One era, they say was the most detrimental for them to lose because that was the digital library. You know, like people creating their own digital libraries as opposed to physical and this, that, and the other, you know. And if they looked at it and gone, do you know what, we'll just wean the rest of them out. We're repacking this up with Game Pass and we're going to do this whole fucking UI thing on a Windows level, and we're just going to sort of go away and hopefully people will just come with us. But, you know, it's not for me, I'm afraid.
So I have a few things to say about the debloating. Like you said, Asa, you don't believe them, and I also have some suspicions because I know Destin Leggeri, like he talked about AI and co-pilots they are integrating into the device.
Great.
And that's more bloat, not debloating. So they are not going to get rid of those services that Microsoft loves. They are not going to remove them, but they are removing some stuff, I'm guessing, or they activate them once you switch back to like a desktop experience. But I know Dave 2D asked them, hey, when I switch to Steam and play something on Steam and then go back to the Xbox experience, are you going to switch off those services? And they said we don't have an answer for that. There are some other things that I wanted to mention, like they don't have suspend mode, like you cannot just turn off
I'm still
press the turn
bitter
off
that they
button.
haven't given that in Windows generally. Like, let people control it themselves, let them allocate and assign a certain amount of space to quick resume so that we can have that damn feature, because that is a nice feature.
Yeah, like Steam Deck has it, but it's not a quick resume. It's it just you turn off your Steam Deck and then you turn it on. For the current Windows handhelds, it's actually more battery consuming, and doesn't work always. Yeah.
Mhm.
About the price, I wanted to comment. Sorry, Darge. I wanted
That's
to
all right.
comment about the price. I wonder. So this confuses me a little bit. How are they going to compete with Steam? Are they willing to like? They can, let's say, they can take a hit and pay ROG, like they can pay Asus like a huge chunk of money, and they say to them, sell it at this price. But are they confident that people will stay in the Xbox store and buy stuff and recoup that money? I don't
I,
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think this is like their last roll of the dice. Personally, like you know, like at the end of the day, if it don't work out, but they effectively, like, listen, they just had their showcase, and there was virtually a PS5 logo. You know, even if a game that Sony show, for example, is coming to the Xbox, they don't show the Xbox logo, whereas Xbox have got absolutely no qualms with letting you know that it's going to PlayStation now. You know, they are effectively third party. I don't really, I don't really think they care. I mean, the money that they've invested, if this competing with Steam thing doesn't work out, then maybe they just exit the hardware space altogether and just exist as a service and a publisher. You know, we'll wait and see. Like, we'll wait and see what happens when this thing comes out. Price is going to be the fucking. I tell you, when it's getting up towards Christmas, like, I doubt it'll be at the Game Awards. Like, it'll probably be before then. But if it was at the Game Awards, for example, and they did this big sexy rendered fucking trailer, and then it come up 999 or something like that, it'd just be like, oh, like, you know, it'd be crazy. But we'll see what happens. Maybe all those execs over there at Microsoft actually know more than I do. But we'll see.
Yeah, it's a good question, Demon Hunter, particularly around like third parties, because essentially Microsoft at the moment, their console is closed and everything that goes through it is money for them. They are opening it up and letting other people's storefronts on there. Is that good for them? And then if they were sitting pretty with a really successful closed ecosystem, they wouldn't be doing this, but they're not. So I guess as a way to just get their box and their store in front of more people, it is preferred over not having those people at all. So it's worth a shot in that sense. But I still think the main reason that they're doing it, the main reason that they're blowing everything open, is because they want leverage over Apple and Google to get the same treatment in the iPhone and Android space. I think they've had conversations in courts where Epic have been suing Apple and all the rest of it, and Apple have rightly pointed out, like, how can you criticize a closed ecosystem when you have a closed ecosystem? And Microsoft put some really flimsy argument forwards about how the console space is completely different to the phone space for reasons that don't make a lot of sense. That argument falls by the wayside now, because Microsoft can say, practice what we preach, we're doing it, we've opened up our systems. It's only right that Apple and Android do the same, which is a much, much bigger pie. That's my little working theory on how this came to be in the first place. But
yeah, I don't think that will work. I don't know. Luke
not quickly,
is the lawyer,
but
I would like Luke to maybe talk about this. I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't know if that will work. Look at us, we are the good guy. Please punish Apple. And
It's not so much punish. It's at the moment, like, they sided with Epic and they went to court and they tried to argue that phones should be open ecosystems. It's like morally correct or whatever. And they just had that against them. Like, you can't say that when you're doing the opposite yourselves. So it just means that they can make that argument a little bit more legitimately. But yeah, I don't know. I don't mind what they're doing. So long as I don't find that the new Xbox says something went wrong on our end and gives me a hexadecimal error code, then maybe it'll be all right. That's what I get on my PC sometimes. Joyous times. Let's move on, though, to get back onto games, because I don't want to speculate on what Microsoft are doing in future too much. I want to talk about games. So pick another one, Darge.
I mean, this whole showcase was quite mid for me, but I will bring up Ninja Gaiden 4. The showing that they did here just looks a bit sweaty and bombastic, but yeah, I'm going to start ranting. I'm not, but this showcase was just like a collage of grey for me. It was just started and ended, and that was it. There was no like massive takeaways. I know we're like cherry picking bits and bobs, like, but there was no sort of like. I think I wanted Fable gameplay. I wanted State of Decay 3. That's really what I wanted. They'd been teased. One's been delayed. The fact that there was no presence there at all fucked me right off, to put it blunt. And the rest of the stuff that we'll talk about here that was shown, it was just nothing screaming to me. You know, this Ninja Gaiden looked alright. It looks crazy. I'll mention Ninja Gaiden for you to talk over because I'm polite.
No, that's all good, because you mentioned then like being a little bit disappointed with it. I think it was a relatively strong showcase, but not necessarily what people expected after the showing that Microsoft have had for the last like 6 months or so, where they've been coming into it with their big games. Go on.
Yeah, and we had said, like, you know, they've acquired everything they acquired. They've got projects. We know they've got projects. You know, this, that, and the other. And the last 2 years have been stellar. You know, but I just think, for me, Fable getting delayed was a bit of a kick. You know, like, it was due out this year. They made the decision to put it back. Cool. Yeah, we've had all the discourse around what was gameplay, what weren't really gameplay, and all the trailers that we've seen up until this point. So I thought, you know, just give us a nice slice of gameplay. You know, like just taking you through part of a level, some sort of demo of Fable. Just so we get some update on that. And there's nothing against. You know, Grounded 2 is another one I'm sure you should talk about. But it's nothing against those, but those games just ain't on my radar, you know, and they replaced them with that.
They had their little segment in there where Phil came up and said that next year they've got like everything. They've got Gears, Fable, Forza, and another classic IP that people are assuming is Halo. Would you have preferred it if they showed these kind of further out games? Pro Evo is probably the classic one that's coming back.
I just think I think all these showcases over this weekend, or over that weekend particularly, the pacing was just a bit weird on all of them. Even Jeff's one, like, there was some good highlights and this, that, and the other. Outer Worlds 2, more Outer Worlds. Cool, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Clockwork. At least with Clockwork, they showed you a little bit more, you know, premise around it. They didn't give you the date in the end that was a killer. It just weren't. For me, they just weren't a great deal of first party. And I know people might say Double Fine and this, that, and the other, but when they recently teased State of Decay 3, like, they showed bits, and it was like, I am ready. And the Undead Labs page posted out some sort of weird image like the week before Summer Games Fest and all that, and you thought, oh, we're definitely getting it, and we didn't get it, and I was just like, and no offense to Double Fine's game because it's quirky and it looks cool. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I was just fucking really disappointed. Really, really disappointed. So I you know, you can talk about some of the stuff that was shown in that, and it looks alright, but it looks alright to me. And yeah, I was really fucking wound up.
There's quite a lot in there that I am looking forward to. Not Call of Duty, but there's quite a lot in there that I am looking forward to. I mean, what did you think of the show overall?
Overall, yeah, I was a little bit disappointed that we did not see State of Decay and Fable, Gears of War, E-Day. Those games we did not see them, and there was like no big surprise. Well, there was some big surprises, I would say. Yeah, Grounded 2 was good. Um, what else? Clockwork Revolution was good. I did not expect it to look like that. There are some third-party games that look good. For example, the Invincible fighting game.
Oh, that look wank.
That one is good.
I don't even watch Invincible, but I'm sure like a lot of people. Yeah, I don't watch it. So great for those people, but again, that just
Yeah.
falls into why I didn't like it.
The one highlight that was the what is it? Mudang. What is it called? Cannot spell
Yeah, I know
it.
the one you mean.
Mudang 2
Korean
Hearts.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
Splinter
That
Cell
one-
looking one.
Yeah, that one looks too good to be true. Yeah, it looks
reckon?
so shiny from a developers that's never made a game, I think. They never made a game before. It
Yeah.
looks like it has zombies, stealth, like Splinter Cell mechanics, like hanging on the pipe and all of that. If what they showed is the game, then that will be amazing. I'll be playing that.
I think it looked
But
quite realistically a game myself, but
it's like what's the game Radha's the fucking monkey Korean
Wukong.
game.
Black Myth
Wukong, is it or whatever? Yeah. How long were people going? That's not real. Like, there's no way that's real. Do you know what I mean? And then it dropped, and it was like, it fucking is real. So we kind of, you know, like when we have that conversation where we go, oh, I'm a little bit skeptical about it. You know, that it ain't always complete bullshit. So hopefully these Korean developers are they're onto something. You know, but yeah, that one actually did look okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Chinese, isn't it? Is it what's
No, it's
hang on, 'cause I've
Korean.
been called that. China,
Yeah,
Wukong.
Wukong was Chinese, yeah, but this game that's on now
Sorry,
is not.
this is Korean.
Yeah.
Okay. I apologise.
Mm-hmm. No, that's all well and good. So you singled this out as one that you're interested in, Amy?
Yeah, I'm interested in this one. It looks good. It has zombies. It has stealth, which is the best gameplay mechanic.
Yeah.
It looks flashy.
See,
Lot of
this
stuff on
gameplay looks real to
there
me.
are
It doesn't look outlandish at all. And
it
there's a
looks
guy
like
that emerges from boxes.
It's not the gameplay. They are
There it
putting
goes.
everything in it. Like they have like stealth, they have zombies, they have superpowers, they have like playing as, I don't know, that girl was like in an open area. I'm not sure if it will be open world. But yeah, there is too much. Like they're just putting everything that they can think of in this game.
Yeah. Call of Duty, Darge. I want to come back to that noise that you made because I mentioned Call of Duty. Microsoft did their one more thing. They closed the show off with some Call of Duty nonsense.
That was one of the fucking biggest cock teases of my life. Do you know what? When he built it right up, Phil, and I thought, you're so used to Call of Duty being its own thing. Like, and I know that they revealed Black Ops 6 last year and this, that, and the other, but he like really, and then the trailer, and it was like, what's this? Like, it was like, what is this? And then literally, I had no clue what it was until it came up at the end, and I was just like, I must have in my head just sort of gone, oh, fuck off. Like, literally, because I thought, oh, what's he got? Like, what's it? And when it started, I was like, yeah, no, it can't be State of Decay. Like, it can't. And then I'm like, is this some unannounced thing? And then when it come up, Black Ops 7, I'm just like, fucking what? Yeah, that is muggy as far as I'm concerned. If you're having a showcase and, like I say, the amount of studios that they've got now to finish with Call of Duty is just such a, I don't know.
It's got to be their biggest game, though, right? Showcase for everybody. Bring out.
Yeah, but it's Call of Duty comes out every year. Everyone knows. Like, they could just put a fucking video on the internet, Call of Duty reveal 2025. Like, but they had it as the one last thing, their summer showcase, and it was just like, are you fucking winding me up? Like, you haven't given me Fable, you haven't given me State of Decay 3, and then you're going to fucking lure me in to a Call of Duty. Like, I have no interest in Call of Duty anymore, and I know it's a big thing. Like, I don't follow the metrics or anything like that, but I've dropped Call of Duty. Like, dropped Call of Duty for the last 3 years, and it's not to say that it's not huge, right? But what is... Because Warzone's a whole separate thing. So the next full installment, Black Ops, like, how well are the full games actually doing in comparison with the past? Do you know what I mean? Is Call of Duty still, since Battle Royale, you know, because I used to love a bit of 6-on-6. I used to love a bit of 6-on-6 multiplayer. And, but I don't do it. Like I say, everything that I say on here is my feelings about this show in general. And I just fucking weren't happy with it. You can come on here and go, oh, Call of Duty's their biggest game. I couldn't give a fuck. Like, I just literally couldn't care. And I don't know about you lot, but it just seemed really shallow to end with. You know what I mean? Like, they could have done that 2 games prior. They could have ended. They could have swapped Clockwork Revolution and Call of Duty around, and it probably would have been a better ending for me, as far as I'm concerned. I think the fact that we saw 6 minutes of Clockwork, and then we saw the most fucking random trailer for something I've ever seen. I would never have thought when he was touching the butterfly on the TV panel, and then looking out of the upside down container and all that, and I'm like, what is going on here? Like, and then all of a sudden it was like Call of Duty Black Ops 7. I was like, fuck off. Like, it's just they're making a mockery of my time. So yeah, no, I wasn't a fan. No. But what about you two?
Well, my Call of Duty history is a little bit spotty, and I played Call of Duty 2 on Xbox 360 at launch, and then I skipped Call of Duty forever until they dropped onto Game Pass at the end of last year. I played Modern Warfare 3 and was like, oh, this is actually better than I expected. I quite enjoyed it. And then they dropped Black Ops, whatever the last one was. I didn't like it as much.
6.
6, yeah. I just didn't like it as much as I liked Modern Warfare 3. So Replicants there saying that the campaign on Black Ops 6 was really good. And I know it starts in the rain, so it could be that I'd actually enjoy a bit of that. But this next one, I mean, it's not so much that it's Call of Duty. They could probably wow me with a Call of Duty. They could probably wow an audience with a Call of Duty. But an entirely cinematic, conceptual, weird-ass trailer for a well-established, well-known IP is a strange choice to me. So I took very little from it. Because I'm not going to be touching butterflies in that game, right? It's a Call of Duty game. I'm not learning about this world that they're building. So strange choice in that sense.
And the thing is as well, like, apparently this is I can't remember the order now, so whoever made the previous game, this is them, because they're doing 2 games back to back because there was some fucking carnage with their scheduling or whatever. So if that's Sledgehammer or Treyarch or whoever it is, yeah, so if you're going to refill it, yeah, show some gameplay or something. Do you know what I mean? Not like this most misleading fucking trailer in the world. Like Supernatural, like someone's saying there, Cullen Prime in the chat, he's like, Supernatural COD. Like, what? Like, you know, you're showing me supernatural stuff, no gameplay, just show me nothing. Just literally reveal, ta-da, see you later. It's a killer, mate, honestly. I was so annoyed.
Yeah, it's an actor reveal more than a game reveal, which is weird. I mean, excited for the next Call of Duty.
I will play it. I haven't heard good things about this.
What have you heard about
like
this?
They are rushing it. Yeah, they are. Seems like it's been rushed, just like the MW3. I'll play it anyway since it's on Game Pass. I'll try it. I'm also not a big Call of Duty fan. I would prefer Battlefield over this one. They did not even say who's the studio that's making this one.
The one thing that I would
I
say
think it's
about
the
Call of
previous
Duty,
one.
though, you mentioned there that they're rushing it. I'd be surprised because Call of Duty and Activision and the way they handle it is probably like the most well-oiled machine in the industry in terms of when they release them. You may or may not like them, but they release well. They're not half-assed in any capacity normally. And so there'll be some Call of Duty fans and people that are really into it that might strongly disagree with that. But I think it's a pretty reliable blockbuster release every November.
I would say the multiplayer will be good, but the main campaign might be something like they did with MW3, where they just took some Warzone maps, put a campaign together with those Warzone maps. These are just rumors. We're not sure. I will try it. I'll play it anyway. But yeah, it's so sad that it was the one more thing. Like, we already know that Call of Duty is coming. So why do you tease us like that with the good trailer? It was like a good trailer if it was not Call of Duty.
See, I'm trying to
like
put
if
myself
it was another IP.
into like an alternate reality, though, where if they had done like one more thing and they'd shown gameplay of like Gears E-Day, because you can say the same thing, we all know that Gears E-Day is coming, but that would have been exciting to me personally. So I look at this and I'm like, there are people that will be excited for this, right? It's not necessarily a massive misstep of a closure for the show, apart from, for me, the fact that it was entirely cinematic and not anything of the game at all.
But these showcases are like for the enthusiast, right? Like they're for the gaming enthusiast. Showing a gaming enthusiast one last thing and it being a Call of Duty is like...
I think there's some overlap. I think some enthusiastic people do like Call of Duty.
No, I'm not saying they don't, but what I'm saying is when you're leading it up and you're like, we're Microsoft, we've invested $70 billion, we got fucking games coming out of our ear holes, and you go, we've got one more thing for you, and you're like, oh, what we got? It's been a little bit mid tonight, Phil, what you got for me? And it's like, Call of Duty, there you go, fuck off, Phil. Fucking on your Ozempic, looking all slim these days, and you're going to fucking mug me like that. No, thank you.
Yeah. They could have put Keeper and it would have been better.
Mate, honestly, swap Clockwork Revolution, Call of Duty around. I would have been just showing me the COD reveal mid-show or something like that. You go, okay, makes sense. They own them now. That's fine. And then one more thing, Clockwork Revolution, lovely. Thanks, Phil. See you next year. Instead, it's like one more thing. There you go. Fuck off, Phil. It was annoying. It was just so annoying. But next year, I mean, unless they're going to do stuff at Gamescom and show some stuff there, maybe stay at the K3 and Fable. If they don't, and it all rolls into 2026, fuck me. That obviously that sort of teasy and one that's been with us since the beginning is obviously alluding to Halo. I would assume they're going to maybe reveal or announce some sort of Halo news next year. So yeah, like E-Day, everything next year. Jesus, if he don't blow my cock off next year, I'll fucking, I'll be having serious worries.
They'll do their dev direct in January, whenever it normally is. I'm sure there'll be some good stuff there as well. But we're going to move on from the Xbox Showcase. After a shout out, I'm very happy that Just James finally gets to play Final Fantasy VII. We're not going to talk about that much because it's just not a big deal that that's coming to Xbox, apart from for James, who's been waiting patiently to play it, and I'm happy that he gets to. So let's move on to Darge. You wanted to talk about Kojima. No, you didn't. You did, but you didn't. Konami.
Oh yeah, I just said, are we going to discuss, because Luke had pointed me in the direction they were doing their own sort of thing, and yeah, it was good. Like they showed some more Metal Gear stuff. They sort of announced that. What was that game mode called? Fox. Yeah, you did. Is it Fox Hunt? Is it? I think there's like a multiplayer mode or something like that. That they're going to go for. It looked, to be fair, I can't remember where we see Metal Gear 4 over the is Metal Gear 4 is free, isn't it? Snake, I can't remember Delta, but anyway, where they showed it, It didn't show too great. I said to Luke, I wasn't too impressed with it, but the Konami one, it looked really good. Silent Hill F, 100%. I think we said about this last week from the State of Play or whatever, where they showed that. I'm completely sold on that game. It just looks so. And I was saying, like, they were saying Bloober. So they announced at the end of it, Konami, that Bloober were now in development remaking Silent Hill 1, which after the success of Silent Hill 2, why wouldn't you? So that's that. With Silent Hill F, the director and that was saying that Silent Hill 1 and 2 are like Western, set over here in the city of Silent Hill and all that. Whereas this game, they're taking it back to sort of like the Japanese horror roots, and they kept referring to the beauty in horror and stuff like that. But yeah, it just looked really impressive. I don't know what it's built on. But yeah, it just looks fucking incredible. Did either of you see any of this?
I've not seen the Konami showcase thing, no.
No. Damon?
No, I have not seen it as well. I just heard that they are having like the Metal Gear online thing, Fox Hunt. It's supposed to be like a hide and seek, something like that.
Yeah. It's a bit, and then there's 2 game modes on the PlayStation. It's Snake versus Ape from Ape Escape, and then on the Xbox they've done Snake versus Bomberman. So they're like other game modes that they're putting in the game and that. But I just said, like, before we went live, I thought we'd bring it up because it's just nice to see Konami actually taking things fucking seriously for once and looking like they're delivering. I mean, the other game they showcased was, I think Keeley showed it off last year. You know, the game with the octopus, Darwin Paradox or something?
Don't remember it.
You remember that? Oh, anyway, that looked good as well. And then there was some.
It's a squid game, right? Like you.
Yeah, the squid.
Like
yeah. That looked interesting. But yeah, I think it's like 30 minutes long. It's definitely worth a watch. So if you haven't seen it, check it out because Silent Hill looks fucking banging.
I had so I went onto the YouTube and I searched for Silent Hill F, thinking I'd find the stuff that they showed at the Konami thing, and all I got was like re-uploads of footage from these Punish and Dan Allen Gaming, like utter wank nozzle channels that I'm not bringing up. So I'm going to trust you that it's there somewhere and it looks really good because I can't be clicking those ones. Don't worry, it's all good because we're going to move on to. I mean, did you have anything to add on Silent Hill and Metal Gear and all the rest of it?
No, I just like the Japanese horror, so it will be interesting to see this one. I'm sure there will be a lot of scary moments. Like they already showed those like mannequins or whatever are those like fixed, and then they suddenly start moving. That's some good stuff. I like also the Japanese setting, so
yeah.
I'm interested in playing it. I still have to play the remake of 2.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I haven't played the remake.
It's really good.
So that being really good and really successful, despite people having their doubts in the run-up to it, has led to Bloober getting Silent Hill 1 remake as well. Is that exciting, Darge? You like Silent Hill?
I think when it came to playing Silent Hill 2's remake, I said that I'd played that originally on the PlayStation, but I'd forgotten the story, so it was like a fresh retelling of it to me, and I really enjoyed it. But based on that alone, without knowing anything about Silent Hill 1, I will 100%, unless it's being said that the game is completely fucking broken in the reviews. If it's in the same state as the second remake, I'll buy this day one because Bloober did a really good job with that remake. I'd fully recommend, seeing as you finished your backlog, so you claim to stay, eh? So I definitely squeezed this one in before Death Stranding, mate. 100%. But well, it's just a linear, fucking horror game. You'll breeze through that if you get through Elden Ring as quick as you did, mate.
But yeah, like 3 years or something it took me to get through Elden Ring. But yeah,
Yeah, but you had about a fucking 2 3/4 year pause, didn't you, in between there?
Yeah. I mean, now that you mention it, it was pretty impressive stuff, to be fair. Like, as first playthroughs go, very accomplished. It wasn't. I was fucking awful. Let's go on to our questions from the community. Favorite part of the show? And we've already got the first one up. It is from FTW. Has anyone played the Lies of P DLC? And do you have thoughts on the dev adding easy modes? The correct answer is that they shouldn't have. Get good. I'm only half kidding. Replicants played it. And I think Luke may have started it. Have either of you played Lies of P generally? And have you considered the DLC?
I've played Lies of P. I think I'm 3/4 of the way through it in the main game. Really, really, really enjoyed it. Like, there's a lot of, as some people get about the Souls games and this, that, and the other, but there's a lot of people who hold that in high regard as to one of the closest you can get to From Software, obviously being the Kings. I really enjoyed it. I just did typical Darge things, which is hit a bit of a wall and then just put it fucking down, and I ain't gone back to it. But I should do, really. The DLC looks really good. I know Replicant's beaten it, I believe. But and in regards to the adding easy modes thing, listen, if people want an easy, if the developer puts it in there, then they clearly want people to get through this story in this game one way or the other. You don't have to do it. You don't have to switch easy mode on. So I'm just looking at the stream now, and that Call of Duty trailer's showing at the minute, and it's fucking winding me up because I'm delayed. But yeah, easy modes in games. Obviously, From Software are never going to do it. But anyone else choosing to do it, it's up to them, isn't it? Options are good. Have you played it, Damon?
No, I have not. I actually didn't play it, so I don't have much.
I played it a bit and I stopped playing. I didn't hit a wall. I can't actually remember at what point in the game I'd got. It wasn't that far, but I didn't have any particular fixed schedule for when I was going to play it. I was just doing it ad hoc, and I forgot about it. Just completely forgot about it. So
it's not like you.
Well, it definitely is like me. Yeah, there are many, many unfinished games on the log. But I now need to decide if I go back to the beginning or if I try and pick up from whatever point of the game that I got to. I don't know the answer yet, but I do want to play it because it's a nice little game. So the DLC is not a consideration at the moment because I haven't done the base game. But should I love it, then yeah, I'll absolutely do that. The easy mode thing, I've not really got strong opinions on it. I know some people are really anti, you shouldn't, you're ruining the artist's intent or whatever. Or you should definitely have it so more people can enjoy and get through it. And there's not a one size fits all answer for me. I don't think the whole industry needs to go. It's what led to the downfall of Ubisoft is trying to do everything by formula and everything by consensus and everything as level playing field as you can to appeal to anyone and everyone all at the same time. And it eventually leads to formulaic game by numbers design that nobody wants. So I'm all for designers doing what they want to do with it. And in this case, they wanted to add an easy mode, or a publisher forced them to add an easy mode. One of those is good, one of those not so much. But I don't have strong feelings on Lies of P in particular, having it added or not.
So I'll just jump in, with regards to Lies of P, one of the overarching themes that I remember hearing at the start when the game came was the retelling of the story of Pinocchio and this, that, and the other in this world that they're created. So if they cherish that story so much that they've decided to put an easy mode in for more people to experience their story, it's absolutely okay with me. Do you know what I mean? Because up until the point where I got to, the story's fucking really good in the game. So, if you're get good, if you're not good, they've made that easier for you. So everyone wins.
Yeah. I mean...
So I wanted to say, I did not play the DLC, but I did play the base game. I played a little bit. Well, how much? 8 hours or so. Yeah, I streamed it on my channel. I did not pay attention too much to the story. It was only 8 hours of going through Souls-like, which I don't play a lot of Souls-like. So I did a good bit of it. It was good. I like the setting, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, next question is already up. It says Gamzly. Gamzly has asked a question. Gamzly has said, as you know, I'm a huge RPG fan. I thought Clockwork Revolution and Outer World 2's showing was absolutely amazing. Are you guys looking forward to these games? Taking the showcase kind of scoring out of it. Very much looking forward to both. Loved the first Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds. I loved the first Outer Worlds very much indeed for what it was. And we already talked about Clockwork Revolution quite a bit. So both of those are very high on my playlist. Might slip them in before Death Stranding. Darge, the two games, Outer Worlds.
Yeah, well, we spoke about Clockwork. I'm sold on that already. Like you say, RPG, the world, the characters, all that. Even the mechanics. That's a seller. I'm there day one. Worlds was really good as well. So yeah, I'll probably be there. I mean, we were saying as well earlier, like Obsidian are fucking doing the Lord's work this year for Xbox, and they with Avowed, like 3 games. I know one's in early access, with Grounded 2, but they're going to ship 2 AAA games in a year. It's some achievement. So yeah, Outer Worlds 2, the showing, just look more Outer Worlds basically, and you can be a giant off memory. So yeah. Everyone's a winner. I'll definitely be playing both of those, 100%.
I mean,
I started the first one, but I have not played it a lot because I had only the Xbox, and you know me, I don't like playing FPSs on my controller. I'm tempted to try the second, not try the second one. I will play the second one, Outer World 2. But I'm not sure if I should play the first one.
You should.
I
It's not
feel
that
like
long.
I will have some fatigue. Okay, if it's not long, I will play it. How long? Maybe 12 hours, 15 hours.
About that.
Yeah, that's
Short one,
about right. So I'll play it. I'll try it. I like Fallout a lot, so it should be fun.
Do it. So yeah, we're all looking forward to all of those. Very good, very good. Next question, please. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I'm not sure there is a next question.
Is that? No.
I look like
It's not. Oh, there is. It's from Replicant. I was getting confused then. Right. Replicant has asked, who are Xbox fans trying to convince the Xbox ROG Ally isn't an Xbox? It's a Windows 11 PC handheld. What side of the fence do you sit on? Well, I sit on the side that says, yeah, it's a Windows 11 PC handheld, but I also think the next Xbox console will be a Windows 11 living room box. So kind of both are right.
Well, I see an interesting. I saw an interesting. Someone put on there about the. We're talking about Play Anywhere and this, that, and the other. And access to previous purchase titles, and guy was like, I only have access to 8% of my games on that handheld right now. Because like I said, Xbox did a really shrewd thing of going, oh, there's already 1,000 games Play Anywhere now and growing. And then of those 1,000 games, primarily a lot of those are Game Pass, and many other factors. So yeah, the Xbox fanboys, well, I used to be one, so I know what it's like. It's dark. It's dark for them, and there's not a lot going on. And fanboys in general, that is, not just particularly one side. They need to take those wins where they can. But yeah, I sit on no side of that fence. Well, I sit on the side of the fence that it's a Windows 11 handheld with a Xbox skin. And if you want to boot your Steam games on it, that will come at a price. End.
I mean, is it an Xbox?
Yeah. Does it play all the Xbox games? No. It's a PC. It's a PC. It has Windows. I would call it
but
with PC.
When an Xbox 360 came out, right? You wouldn't have said it's not an Xbox because it didn't play the original Xbox games. This is a relatively new expectation that you can play everything old.
I see. It's not a console. It's a PC.
I agree.
And the marketing shouldn't be this is an Xbox. The marketing should just be this is able to access Game Pass. That's it. That's all it is. They're branding it as an Xbox. It's not really like I say, with regards to the plan. And I know what you're saying there about the 360 playing the old original Xbox games, but things have come a long way since then. They did a lot of work with back compat and this, that, and the other. And the fact that now it's play anywhere, and then you go, all right, cool. We're 5 years into this gen, and then of the previous gen, how many of those games will play anywhere? And like I say, I think we spoke with Satama in the Discord and that, and it's like Resident, I think Capcom were on it, Shadow of Mordor, one of the Lord of the Rings
some of the
games,
stuff, there's a few.
but not a lot. So it's like, this is why I said earlier about this being like an Xbox 2.0, where it's like, okay, the past is the past, but from now, and it's like, all right, cool. But I fucking spent hundreds of thousands of pounds, and what's going to happen with the next box, in home, like what we said about, is it going to be, is it going to be a Windows 11?
I've got to ask you something, because let's just say, at the moment, we've seen what this Xbox thing is. It's a PC, right? Microsoft have started referring to these console games as Xbox legacy games. They said that in some of the showcase, which, they called them Xbox legacy games as their way of describing a console only, like a console native game. But let's say the back compat team are doing their bits, and like 3 months down the line, they announced that you can now play all of your Xbox games on this thing. Is it then an Xbox, or is it still a Windows 11 box?
I have said, if this play, and I've said it to Luke, if this Play Anywhere initiative that they're going with now, if they're going to do the due diligence with the work and bring all that catalogue, or as much as that catalogue forward with you into this flavour of Windows that they're going to do and roll out everywhere, fuck me, sign me up. I don't believe that's going to happen. I don't believe that they're going to all of a sudden overnight, like, listen, I know that they've been doing their due diligence, probably they haven't just decided this fucking before Phil went on stage. It's been going on a while. The fact that not a lot has been done up until this point, tells me that this is going to be we'll go from now and we'll carry on. Like, because this is a whole, like, Microsoft and Xbox have shape-shifted so much over the last sort of 10 years, pretty much since the start of the Xbox One and the fuckery and all that. And they're scrambling to try and get something to stick. And they did Game Pass, and they're doing all the third-party deals, and they're doing this, and they've invested all the money in acquiring the studios and this, that, and the other. Now they're going to try and rebrand and go with something new. And like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if come, a handful of years down the line, if it's not really taking off in that regard as they will, they'll just go as a publisher and Game Pass as a service, and that's it. We'll see what happens. But like I say, with regards to that, if they do actually get stuck in and start bringing some of that catalogue forward, as much as, because I don't expect everything, right? Do you know what I mean? But if they do start bringing that stuff over and I get access to my stuff on that handheld, for example, or on this PC, amazing, like, brilliant, sign me up. But I'm fucking really pessimistic that they'll do that, personally.
Fair. Yeah, it was a distant hypothetical, but the next question is specifically for you. So it says, Darge, it's from FTW, have you finished Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? And if not, you need to.
I actually haven't. It's another one that I did get fairly far in. I think I was talking to FTW for a while, and like I say, when I came back to the podcast, last week, I haven't done any gaming in any real form at all. I do quite a lot of work with recovery and stuff, so that my evenings were that, I weren't gaming so much. But no, I do need to go back to it after Death Stranding 2, obviously, because Astrobot's like Bay at the minute, but 24th of June, that early access, that's it, it's over. I'm going dark. But I haven't finished it. I enjoyed everything that I played up until that point, though, FTW. It's a solid sequel on the foundation of the first, but haven't finished it yet, mate.
Right, here's another question, though, from FTW again. It's for you two 3D platform lovers. Who got hyped for Super Meat Boy 3D on the Xbox Showcase? FTW hoping it wasn't just him.
I'll just quickly jump on it. It looked great. I tell you one thing though, that another, like cocktails, when the pipe come out of the ground, I was like, I think they've done that on purpose, obviously. But when the pipe come out of the ground, I was like, hold on. Like, it was literally like a Mario pipe.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was Meat Boy. And, it looks fun. Yeah, it looks fun. It looks like a fun game. Probably it looks like a handheld game. If I'm being, I'd probably play that on a handheld. But yeah, it looks fine. But it was a proper misleading trailer at the start, 100%.
Had some fun with it, yeah.
I was thinking the same, Dodge. I was like, what is Mario doing here? I was like, maybe this is Mario and Rabbids. Maybe that is it. And no, it was me too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun.
It's good. I would like to play it. I would play it.
It looks pretty, so long as you respawn quickly. Like, I'm less of a 3D platformer fan than you, but if I was going to play one, this is quite likely to be it. So long as, because it's obviously made to be challenging, right? It's like the challenge levels of your Astrobot and nothing else. So long as it's kind of snappy and punchy, like you die, you need to come straight back in. If there's a loading screen, it's just going to ruin the game.
No, it looks like I'm watching a trailer back now. It looks crazy. Looking forward to that. Did they give a date on that? I can't honestly. That showcase, I don't remember a lot. Yeah, no.
Early 2026.
There you go.
Next question is. Sorry, I mean, no, you did say, did you? You're looking forward to it. You're going to play it. You're going to try it. Super Meat Boy 3D.
Yeah, I will play it. I already said that.
Okay. All right. Get off my case. Replicant has asked, not a question, so Replicant hasn't asked. He gave the showcase a 7 out of 10. He thought it was pretty strong, Tim. It was a showcase showing what is coming out in the next 12 months. So, they do quite short lead times on their things. That's why I was asking earlier if it would have been more interesting if they had touched on the things that are coming next year, your Gears, potentially Halo, Forza, Fable, the big IPs that Phil has promised and they didn't show. Historically, it would be quite normal to see trailers and things for games that are coming out next year, but Microsoft have shortened that. You reckon that's 12 months, and there was some 2026 stuff in there, but I reckon come January when they do their Dev Direct, they'll do their usual, where some of those games are coming sooner than expected as well. So, I mean, they shouldn't have any shortage of games ever again, really. But
no, I wouldn't even allow that. They've just shown what's coming in the next 12 months, because they showed E-Day last year and it fucking went mental. And, what are they going to do then next year? They're going to show you a glimpse of Halo that's going to be another fucking two to 3 years out. You know what I mean? It's a bit, for want of a better term, a bit bipolar, isn't it? To go, no, we're only going to show you the next 12 months, but next year there's Halo. Like, do you know what I mean? It's consistency, right? You can't, and the thing is, it's not fair to go every year needs to be like the last two, but when you've had two like the last two, it's okay to go, it's a 6 out of 10. I know he's only said it's a 7, and I'm not like attacking him personally. Like, for me, it was very mid showing. Yeah, compared to the last two, I'm correct to have that sort of perspective around things, but I wouldn't give them an out and go, oh yeah, 12 months, because when they're showing everyone UE5 Halo next year and everyone goes fucking bananas for it, it is what it is. But I just think it was weak. I think it's a weak showing. They definitely could have shown me a lot more, and they definitely should not have finished with fucking Call of Duty, 100%.
There's still, despite that, there's still so much in there that I want to play. There's still so much that I want to play altogether. So I was quite content. Give me Clockwork Revolution and Outer Worlds 2 and nothing else, and it would have been a good show for me. But there was more in there besides. There's a Lighthouse.
I just wanted State of Decay 3. I need State of Decay 3. For all intensive purposes, yeah. When I played State of Decay 2, the idea, the premise, and everything, but it was always buggy, yeah. Then they got acquired, and they've had a long time. And I'm like, please get this right. I want it to be right, And everything that they showed, and they showed them snippets last time, and it looks really promising. And I'm like, I've said anyway, the social media account misleading and this, that, and the other. I thought we're definitely getting here, and it was a fucking sucker punch. And Fable's another one that I just like. When's Fable coming out? I know you might go second half of 2026. But I would have expected, because of the delay, just give us a little bit more Halo. You know, after back-to-back 2 years of Richard Ayoade and the other fella, Super Hands from Peep Show, you know, showing us all this thing like Fable, and then skips out for a year. Maybe Gamescom, eh? But
Well, it's
we'll
a
see.
perfect Dark and Everwild. Let's do the next one. Thomas said, hello there, lovely panel. What's not to like this week? I mean,
Bad driver updates. That's
have you had a bad driver update, or is that just...
I had like a driver update. I think it's for my motherboard, and it starts in using PCIe Gen 5, but I have like a GPU extension, and it does only PCIe Gen 4, and it was crashing my PC every time I play a game. So
Can't wait till that happens on the next third-party Xbox.
no. Yeah, that's something I wanted to mention. Like, how are they going to handle updates? Because Steam Deck right now is like one button that updates the OS, the drivers, everything. So how are they going to do that for a handheld?
We shall see. Everybody loves drivers and updates. Darge, what's not to like?
Phil Spencer's misleading, cock-teasing fucking statements. That's really
strong.
It's not to like. What else is not to like?
Call of Duty.
Just I don't want to say Call of Duty, because 2019's Modern Warfare was the governor. It was the last one that I played, but after that it was just like, but that's really not to like. I can't really think what else. You know, I'll have a think. I might jump in with another one at some point. I'll have a think. What about you, Asa? What's not to like?
I don't know. Like, the list is too long. I've not got all day. Let's just go with State of the World for this week's What's Not to Like. State of the World. Fucking
That'll do.
That'll do. It covers most things. Yeah. James. Next question. I've already seen one pop in at the bottom. James has said, sorry I'm late. Oh, go on.
I was just going to say, Mind's Eye is not to like as well.
Oh, that's another one.
Yeah, it's rough.
Have you tried it?
No, God, no. I'm not that. But, you know, I always say Anthem was the last burn that I truly had. I could see the marketing was just really weird. I think it's a shame that IO published this game and they probably thought, this is nowhere near ready at all. Like, and they've just dumped it out. It needs some. Apparently, though, they're working tirelessly to sort it out. So we'll see what happens.
Our next question is from James. It says, sorry I'm late. If you could remaster or remake a game, what would it be? Mine would be the Fable trilogy. And I said one, but the trilogy counts. I'm going to answer that one for Darge. He's going to say the Pro Evo Soccer 94.
100%. No, just the number 4. Yeah, it's not 94.
Okay.
Pro Evo 4. 4, 5, or 6. Half-Life. I'm not fussy.
No, I'm not going to say Half-Life.
Only because you've already got it.
Being remastered. Yeah.
I
would say the Punisher game.
Oh. I actually do have a serious answer, always, for the remake thing. Soul Reaver. But obviously I know they've remastered them recently, but I just think with global illumination and this, that and the other today, I think if they did Soul Reaver going into the underworld and this, that and the other, it would look the absolute bollocks. But I just don't think it's going to ever happen, unfortunately. But Soul Reaver on UE5, yes please, but it won't. So that's mine.
Mine is Panzer Dragoon Saga. There are many other old games that I like, but that one is hard to look at now, so harder to go back to than some of my other favourites. So Panzer Dragoon Saga all day, please, and thank you. And I think that was our last question. So, let's go round with some little outros. I mean, thank you for hopping on and talking games with us. Say whatever you want to say.
Yeah, it's my pleasure being here with you two. You guys are awesome. I've been watching you for a while. Yeah, thank you everybody for watching us. Join the Discord if you haven't already. I know all of them probably are on Discord, and yes, stay tuned to more content from Gaming Arcadia.
Yes, community games is probably tomorrow, by the way, and I haven't decided what it's going to be yet. So please get on Discord. It's most likely going to be either Wreckfest on the Xbox or Smash Brothers Ultimate on the Switch. But get in there and shout some stuff so I can choose between them. Pete is goading James with his super chat battle. You don't need to do super chat battles. But thank you, Pete, as always. So just James, still time, and there is still time. Come on, James. It's fine. It's all good. Thank you. Darge.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
That's
Talking
all right, mate.
all the stuff. Say what you want to say.
No, thanks for having me back on. It's been nice, coming back on, and like I called it last week, Gaming Christmas, but Phil was the Grinch last week. But yeah, no, it's good. It's good to be on here with Damon, right? And I think it's the first time I've ever done the show with him. It was good. Yeah, I might not be in next week though, but I will be here the following week when the greatest game of 2025 is going to drop. But yeah, thanks for the chat. Always here supporting Asa and what he does. Thank you, Asa. Thank you, Demon. And yeah, I'll leave it there. See you next time.
Thank you both. Thank you everyone for coming through. All of the well wishes that we can muster for Gamzly and Cleo and family. And yeah, see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.